Welcome back to the episode 13, Talkin Dribble, AFL ep. We're excited to be back in the studio. How you going, man?
Yeah, been good. Well, actually had a bit of a scare during the week. Are you looking at my big hat? No, on a serious topic, I actually had a bit of a scare during the week. So, obviously, I had to get a... You good?
I'm good, man.
I'm trying to spill my heart out here.
Okay,
and you're laughing in my face. All right, I had a serious scare during the week, okay? It was, obviously, I had to get an echocardiogram done. Right, this is abysmal. You're laughing at me while I'm trying to give a heartfelt story.
Okay, keep going.
I had a... Again,
Wait, did you actually have a...
Yeah, I actually had a serious... Because, I had to get an echocardiogram done on the chest, and it was pretty concerning. But it was shattering. I was like... She had to put all the patches on me and stuff and, do all the scans, and I'm watching the screen when she's talking, and she had to stop for a moment. She's like, there's actually something wrong here. There's something... What are you laughing at?
Wait, what was wrong?
She's like, there's actually something in there. There's an issue. And she's like, I'm like, what is it? She's like, yeah, you have a dog in you. I was like, what? I've got a dog in me. And I couldn't believe it. So I was just,
You are a dick. You're making me think you have a serious medical issue, you fucking idiot. Anyway, I need a new podcast partner. Oh boy. Yeah, elephant in the room. We've got some pretty big fucking hats on.
We do. Some big whoppers. I don't think mine's sitting right.
So big shout out to Big Hat Australia. So Josh Grabham and Frizzy over there. They've sorted us out with these Talkin Dribble. So for those who are listening and can't actually can't see these big fellas, they've sorted us out with their own Talkin Dribble big hats.
100%. They're beautiful, aren't they? They arrived yesterday.
Very comfy.
Very comfortable. I love it. I love the colorway we're going with here.
Yep.
It's awesome. Best purchase yet.
It is. No, it's actually, they're perfect. I love them. So, little, a business venture from a few Riddle boys. Mm-hmm. So, they've been, kind enough to set us up with these. So,
we love it.
Shout out to Big Hat Australia. Order your big hats today if you're,
100%. And they've actually got a little giveaway going as well on their account. So, make sure to head there and check that all out and get yourself in there.
Massive.
It's huge.
Can't take it seriously.
These are quite a scene.
All right, let's get into some footy. That's why people are here.
100%.
So plenty going on. Actually, we need to tone it down a bit because...
See, it seems the Talkin Dribble curse is well and truly on the way. I can't take myself seriously with this. No, but seriously, on a serious note, we lost a great one during the week. It was a shattering way to start the week. And I think everyone kind of knows what we're talking about here. Pretty much our whole last step was based on him.
Bont, I'm sorry, I can't take it seriously. Bont's going down.
Bont's out. With a complex calf injury. Shattering stuff. That's pretty much the doggy season a write-off. He's out for 6 weeks, which it hurts.
Bont done for what, 6 weeks?
6 weeks. You need to pull yourself together here.
Sorry. Okay.
I think we got to take these off. I think we got to take them off.
Can't take it seriously.
We had to take those off because a few distractions. But serious news, Bont calf injury, done and dusted, which is a lot of sad news. And the dogs are that's pretty much our season of write-off, isn't it?
Well, at least for the first 6 weeks, it's pretty flattening. We were kind of expecting a little announcement from the AFL that there was going to be a 6-week postponed for the league after that injury came out. It's like no LeBron in the NBA.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like. It's like Tiger Woods in golf.
Exactly. So we were expecting that, but that hasn't come through.
No.
So dogs are going to be without Bonts. We've the injuries have stacked up. Bont, Treloar, Jamara. Well, Jamara's just out. Liam Jones, Waitman, Ed Richards, and Bailey Dale. They're both tests for round one. So, yeah, we're pretty...
seen better days. We've seen better days, but Sam Davidson looked good, didn't he?
Bro.
In that VFL. I mean, in the preseason game.
There was definitely a diagnosis of leather poisoning on that Thursday night training game, practice game. He looked elite.
Bro, it was very impressive. Very impressive. Him, and you know who I'm excited for? Joel Frazier.
Yeah.
Looks like a stud. He could see some midfield time as well now with all the injuries throughout pretty much entire midfield.
Big year for Joel Frazier.
Yeah.
Big year. I think he's going to be one of our best, actually. I'm expecting like a top 5 BNF finish for him. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, off the half back, him and Bailey Dale, I like it.
Could be lethal. Could be lethal.
But
it's sad. Obviously, the Dogs are struggling with injuries, but it's pretty much a league-wide thing right now, isn't it? Like, it's just one after the other.
They reckon 128 injuries. That was last week, I think. That was the number was up to. We've just heard Jake Stringer is out with a hamstring injury round 1 and maybe the round after that. He could be out for a few
weeks, yeah, they reckon.
Like, what's going on? Like, something's in the water in the whole AFL. Like,
Oh, shocking. Then, Errol Goulden goes and fractures his ankle, so he's pretty... I think there's no timeline for him to come back. And then Zach Butters, obviously, that was before the Bont injury. He's done with an actual report said to tidy up a loose body found in the knee. So, not sure what that means, but that's quite an interesting report. Yeah, that's what I searched up when I found what's Zach Butters' injury. Loose body.
Loose body, I don't know. They probably got to sort that out.
Probably a spelling mistake, but...
They're probably looking for that dog that you were talking about before they found a body.
That's all right. You can't win them all.
That's no good. Well, it's a bit unfortunate what's happening with all these injuries, but I guess, you just got to keep moving on. Butters, I don't remember him getting injured much at all. No. Bont, he's hardly missed a game. He was one of 5 players last year to play every game. Even Errol Goulden. These are like the most durable players, and now they're all,
they're all done.
And it's not like just little injuries; it's like significant injuries. So, like, what's Bont's calf?
Yeah, so
awareness,
calf injury. So calf awareness, but it's kind of concerning. So apparently it's in the tendon, which apparently it could be worse. So it says 6 weeks, but really, who knows? Who knows? But fingers crossed, he's just back in that time, or else we are in for a world of pain this season.
Yeah.
And I think the Talkin Dribble curse kind of caught up to us. We had our whole episode pretty much just glazing the Bont, and then a few days later, he's done and dusted. Put him in our top 4, gave him the Brownlow, gave him All-Australian captain, gave him the Players Award. And they're like, you know what? Nah, screw you guys. We're going to take away your best player. And I'm pretty flat about that.
It was Friday night. I was at the pub having an innocent bevy, enjoying my time, having a great Friday night. And out 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, you could feel all 12 doggy supporters' hearts break.
Yeah.
And look, we're like, the majority of our fans are 85, 90 plus. Their hearts are not the most they're not the most durable muscle.
No, we can't deal with all this heartbreak.
Muscle organ? I think organ. Anyway, you can't be playing with the 85-year-old doggies supporters.
No. Oh, it's shadow. I know Grandma was pretty flat.
Yeah.
Had a good chat with her about it, and she's not happy. She's not happy at all. But
Knowles is not happy.
Not happy at all.
Speaking of injuries, they've got this all-injured team, the best 22. This is insane. I'll just run through this. This is not the All-Australian team. This is the all-injured 22. We got from the back line to the forward, so Callum Mills, Alex Pearce, Jack Sinclair, Elliot Yeo, Liam Jones, Hayden Young, Sam Walsh, Darcy Parish, Errol Goulden, Zach Butters, Charlie Curnow, Jordan DeGoey, Rowan Marshall, Max King, Cody Waitman, Brodie Grundy, Bont, Tom Green. You can add Stringer to that. And, mate, there's so many players, like even doggies players we've already listed. What is that? What's going on?
That's crazy. That is crazy. You're just talking about some of the best players in the league, just done and dusted. I don't think we've had a preseason like this before. Like last year felt bad, and this year it's just like, take some more. Just take all of them. Like, what are we doing here? And obviously that's brought up a lot of questions now with like, is preseason too long? Are the preseason games not worth it? Apparently, I saw a thing on SEN. Apparently, the season started earlier for the last 6 years or something. Every year it's starting earlier and earlier. So it could be that. Maybe these guys aren't getting a big enough rest, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. There's obviously an issue because we've never seen anything like this. Not this bad.
Yeah, there was all those knee injuries last season. Like all the Brizzy players. I swear a bunch of them went down. But in terms of actual, just A-grade talent across the board,
Yep.
Few injuries,
And
but
then, Callum Mills is out as well. I don't know.
yeah.
But
He was in
yeah,
there, 22.
just a tear of his plantar fascia.
Fascia in the foot.
That's in the foot. I
Yeah.
think the bottom of the foot. So it's a terrible year for footy. But then it's still a great year for footy.
Oh,
because we
I
still
couldn't
get to
be more
watch it.
pumped. Couldn't be more pumped. We actually just got news that the AFL are planning to postpone both games in Queensland.
Yep.
So no
Yeah.
Thursday night footy.
Which is just shattering.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, the reports came out that Thursday. So this was just about Thursday footy first. Thursday footy would be cancelled due to Cyclone Alfred. Apparently, it was at a watching brief, but I think it's pretty much just whatever the fuck that means. I don't know what's a watching brief. But obviously, they reckon 300 to 600 millimetres of rain and 130 plus kilometres an hour wind.
It'd be a bit of fun watching footy in that weather, though, wouldn't it?
That'd be
players floating.
So where would that be up to? That'd be like, what, is that about 60 centimetres of rain?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much just
You'd
blokes running around up to their knees just in water.
That's crazy.
That'd be a sight
But
to
they
see.
reckon land's going to fall. Like land will fall.
Land will...
Land will fall because of this weather. So,
What sort of land?
I don't know, like buildings and stuff.
That's not
But
good.
if you think if you're going to kick the ball, you might not see that ball again.
Well, yeah. Oh, it obviously can't be played. But
No.
it would, for fans, I think the fans would love it. We just want footy back. So
yeah.
if you can get a game going, so they reckon they'll just postpone it. So they won't, because there obviously talks about maybe moving it to Geelong or possibly even the G, which the AFL would have been stoked about. That's just more money.
Yep.
That'd probably take away the whole point of opening round, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They put in this whole round and then they just get a game right back at the G for opening round. But
But they reckon it could change to round 3.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're not sure. But
then Gold Coast, who they have again?
Gold Coast have... Who did Gold Coast have? Essendon? Gold Coast have
I saw a
Essendon.
thing. They cancel theirs. They don't have the bye. Yeah, they've got Essendon.
Oh, so...
They don't have the bye on the same week, so I don't know how they're going to swing that one.
Well, it's
Obviously, they'll
really...
figure
You can't
something
control
out.
it, can you?
No.
But anyway, let's move on. There was Captain's Day the other day and a few big takeaways from that. Biggest takeaway is that Bont is him, which we haven't really addressed too much on the pod.
No.
Seems like just about every bloke has a man crush on the Bont, including Callum Mills.
Mm-hmm.
He was very vocal.
And apparently, but he hasn't been vocal to Bont about it yet.
Yeah.
So that's the big one. So Bont is still... Actually, no, they ended up telling him, didn't they? But it didn't come from Callum Mills. So there was a messenger in between that mentioned it to our glorious Bont. But he's just like all of us, isn't he? Callum Mills, he's practically just a fan like us.
He is.
It's great to see. It's great to see. But apparently Jordan Dawson as well, he's a big fan of the Bont. So it's current Sydney player and then the ex-Sydney player. They got a little thing for the old Bont. So you love to see it, which, I'll be surprised about. Probably not.
Something happened last night. Cal Twomey got us all good. He came out with the report that C. Warner is signing on. Everyone's like, holy shit. He's staying with Sydney.
Chad staying in Sydney.
Not Chad. Corey Warner. So he's signed on, which is it's a notable signing. Like he's a pretty good player. He's up and coming. But I think Sydney would maybe want Corey to show Chad how to use a pen.
Probably. Yeah, it's just they're kind of playing with your heart a bit there, aren't they? They're just playing with your feelings.
Well, the cheeky minx.
He knew what he was doing.
He did.
He's a cheeky nut. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He is.
Oh my.
Anyway, the other day, the SEN top 50 players were released.
Yep.
And we had a look at this list. I actually agreed with a lot of it, but we thought we'd just share our Talkin Dribble thoughts on some of a few takeaways on this SEN top 50 players because bloody hell, there was a few calls in it that I thought were pretty controversial.
Yeah.
You
want to start us off with what's the big one that kind of came
Jason
to your eye?
Horne-Francis was at pick 21. He was the 21st best player in the league. Man has had like one good year. They had him over blokes like Harris Andrews, Jacob Wiedering, Dan Houston, Sicily, Brayshaw, Rosie, McGovern. Like big fella.
Did you say Dan Houston? You said
Dan Houston, yep. These are blokes who have like been multi-time All-Australian or All-Australian squads. Horne-Francis, last year was his first time in the All-Australian squad. I don't know. I think he is kind of the AFL golden boy. So like they're really high on him, but I think that's way too high.
Yeah. I think towards the end of the year, though, I don't think that will be such a big call. I reckon he's in for a massive year. He'll be in the All-Australian team for sure, but I don't know. Yeah, right now, 100% he probably hasn't shown enough. I think someone else who will definitely jump this list is Isaac Rankin at 32.
Yeah.
I reckon, bro, by the end of the year, he's probably going to be a top 10 player for sure. He's going to have a massive year at Adelaide. Be an All-Australian. They even reckon there's talks like he could put himself in Brownlow contention just with how versatile of a player he is. So I think he'll definitely jump up because, he's not even in the top 30 right now.
Bloody hell. Yeah, it was a good list. The top 5, it was Bont, Dacos, Cripps, Petrarca, Lockie Neal. I reckon if I was putting together a top 5, I reckon that would be my exact 5.
Oh, like it's tough with Track though because he missed so much of the year.
But look, he would be a top 5 player. Yeah. Like he's at his best. Right, Track he's him. For a point there, it was Bont and Track were like the 2 best players.
Yeah.
And Cripper, he's probably put himself in there. And Dacos. But see, I don't know, one of the SEN, some bloke on SEN, Dwayne Russell maybe, he was saying that Dacos is the best player in the league and it's daylight.
Bro, I can't believe it. The audacity on that bloke. Get him on the pod.
Get him on there.
He needs a good talking to.
We'll grill him.
Bro, and we'll do more than grill him. I'll probably just grill him, but I'd be very antsy about him. Seriously.
Okay. Dwayne, don't come on. If we're even talking about the right bloke, maybe.
I think it was, but I can't believe that. Just who says that?
Yeah, no, that's abysmal call. Bont's been the best player in the league for the last 5 years.
He was just the All-Australian captain and the AFL Players Award, and you're like, nah. There's daylight.
Daylight, yeah.
What are we doing here? Was Dacos? He didn't even make finals. That's the thing. I don't want to trash on Dacos because we love Dacos, but
to be fair,
pretty flat.
If you were taking one player for the next 10 years, it'd be Dacos.
100%.
For sure. Dacos or Sheasel?
Yeah, 100%, bro. Sheasel. Bro. Just being on North Melbourne pretty much cooks him. That just show, put him on a half-decent team that's winning 10-plus games a year.
Yeah.
And he'd be right up there. Like we be raving about him, he'd be right up there with the Brownlow and stuff as well. So that's what I'm excited to see how good of a year can North have, and then that will really show where Sheasel will sit. Because if they win just a few more games than last year, right, he'll be right up there.
Yeah, fair to say our ladder prediction from last week could adjust a little bit after this. Yeah, after we realised our Pooks is out for the first 6 weeks. We've copped a bit of flack for that. We got the feedback from the dribblers and they said, look, love the top 8. Love it. And they specifically said, Ben, love your top 8.
I don't think they did.
It's great. But
you see the same comments. They didn't say that.
But Doggy's top 4 might be pushing it.
Yeah. But we put this out there before we knew Bont was injured. All right?
Yeah. And people still gave it to us.
Yeah.
So now without Bont, what's our midfield look like?
It's not strong. We got Timmy, we got Libba, and then you're talking
Riley Sanders,
you're talking maybe Harvey Gallagher.
Matt Kennedy's turned into a massive pickup.
Matt Kennedy, he's actually in for a big year. I think he'll be in for a big year, but that's where I'd love to see Freo get a run in there and stuff. I think that'd be very handy. But, you're talking about how it was sitting a few years ago, and you look at it now, it's pretty depleted.
Yep.
Very depleted. But, hey, we'll still watch the games. We'll be there. We'll be cheering us on. Bevo's shown he's best when he's an underdog. This could be a big year for him.
Yep.
We go in. We win week 1. North is a trap game. That's a trap game for us.
And the thing is, following that trap game, we have 5 weeks of quality sides.
Collingwood, Carlton, Brisbane.
Yep.
Who else? Collingwood, Carlton, Brisbane.
Freo in there, yeah.
Freo.
So we could be looking down the barrel of an 0-5. Or if we somehow break even get a couple dubs. We started 3-8 last year. That was with a healthy Bont.
If we can go 2-3, I think I'd take that.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Get North out of the way and then, just upset one of these other teams.
Yep.
I don't know, man. But
the North game scares me now. It really concerns me.
Yeah, it does.
We really just don't have that depth anymore. We're pretty destroyed.
Back to that SEN top 50. Where is Josh Dunkley? Where is he in that list?
So he wasn't in the top 50.
He was in the top 50 players.
That's criminal. Oh, wait, I need to have a look and see.
He's like
at
a
the back end?
top 4 player at Brisbane.
Yep.
They were the best team in the league last year. You can't find a spot for dunks. Like, what are we doing? Yeah.
Right now, are you taking? I think this guy's going to be a stud. But are you taking Matt Rowell over Josh Dunkley right now?
Oh, Matt Rowell's going to be a beast, but I'm taking Dunkley.
Josh Kelly over Josh Dunkley?
No,
I don't think
Dunkley.
so. Libba and ads are there, so they can stick there. It's not biased, but
I actually thought Libba at 50 was pretty. That was pretty tough. I thought he'd be higher.
Yeah. It's tough, but you look at this. There's so many good players in the league right now,
and it is
very
hard.
deep.
It's hard to get a good representation of all midfielders, forwards, backs. But look, I thought it was a pretty solid list overall.
so.
But that big omission of Dunkley, I was pretty flat.
Oh, you plug him on the Pies, and he's probably top 20, isn't he?
That's it.
You
You
put
move
him
out
in
of
Melbourne
Victoria. Like, I was thinking that the other day. Butters and Goulden, these injuries, massive. But, like, if they were on a Melbourne team, it'd be the only thing you hear about. Like, it's these Melbourne players are just, like, on a different level.
Yeah. Oh, Melbourne does carry the AFL, so it's probably fair enough.
Well, speaking of Butters, talks of him coming to the kennel.
Ruff. Ruff.
Jesus Christ.
He's coming to join the pups. He's coming to join the pups. His childhood team. He's coming. Bro, this is going to be great. He's going to be playing under the Bont.
I can't take you seriously. I'm trying to have a genuine conversation here, and you just start fucking woofing. Like, what are we doing here? I can't have a civilized conversation.
Just trying to bring some life. All right?
Yeah.
You're always on my back. You're always on my back right now. All right? Need you to back off.
I'm just saying, Butters is coming to the Dogs. Don't.
Ruff. Sorry, I felt like that was needed because I'm keen.
Yeah.
Butters, bro. I reckon we just book it in now.
He was a Doggies fan.
Yep.
He spoke about how much he loves the Bont.
That's
bro,
enough. That's enough to get you to the Dogs these days.
But there's talks. Word on the street.
You should be flat if you're a Port fan.
If Butters leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, it's tough. How are you committing to a team where your coach who's coached you your whole life isn't going to be there the next year, and you don't know who was it? Josh Carr. He's kind of the predecessor.
Yep.
You don't know how it's going to look. You don't know how it's going to shape up. And like Josh Carr is coaching this year, but not.
It is the weirdest situation I've seen. I don't know how who are you meant to listen to?
It's like doing a handover for a year. Like, it's like, oh, I'm leaving today, so I'll just give you a quick handover.
Yep.
But you're doing it for 12 months.
This is the thing. I saw him bring it up on SEN. It's like, so say they have a bad start to the year. Who gets critiqued there? Whose stuff is actually being implemented right now? Is it Hinkley or is it Carr?
Yeah, who's going to take the post-game interviews?
Who knows? But say they're really good. Is that because of Hinkley or is that because of Carr? How are we meant to know? Like, it's. I think it's just a full fuck fest right now.
Yeah,
Port in shambles, and that's why I think Butters he wants to come join a really just reliable, sustainable club in the Dogs. We don't have issues.
No, we don't have issues.
Name one issue we have.
Jesus, where do we begin? Fucking hell, could be here for another 3 hours, man. Anyway, moving on. We asked the question last week, top 5 skippers with the most aura. And we heard back from the dribblers on the socials, and we put together a list of the top 5. Like we, put it all together, and we have a top 5. So at number 5, we have James Sicily. James Sicily for Hockball.
Interesting.
He's got a bit of aura. I think it's just his like seriousness.
And they're probably the most like team on fire right now. Like they're blazing hot in terms of on the back of last year. So and he's leading that.
You.
No, well they're going to miss the finals, which we've heard it here first. So it's a reliable source. And so maybe at the end of the year he'll be like probably bottom 5.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Number 4, Max Gawn from the Demons. So he if he was walking down the street, he doesn't exactly exude like aura.
No.
But on the field for his club, he's like one of the best. Like you just love him representing your club.
He's won a premiership. That's the thing. He goes and bats for his club. If there's an issue, he's first man in.
Yep.
He's going to be there answering all the questions. So I respect that. But
and he's like the best ruckman in the league. So that gets you to a certain level of aura.
Yeah. 100%.
Number 3, Toby Green, GWS skipper. He he's I think just him on the field He's got a bit of swagger about him. Like
you love him or hate him. And obviously Dogs fans have had their run-ins with him, but you can't go past how good he is on the field. So it definitely checks out. Oh, pretty much majority of the blokes I know love him.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. Like, I love him. I love him. Obviously, Dogs have had their issues, but, bro, he's a gun. And he's obviously doing wonders for this GWS side.
Yeah, bloody oath.
They are firing, and you can see how much they love playing for him.
Yep. Number 2, Patrick Cripps, Blues. What more can you say? He's
I'll just give him a Brownlow right now after that.
Well, I think they've actually already done that this year.
Yeah.
They've just given it to him. They've called it the Patrick Cripps Award.
Well, it's probably fair. He's done enough. He's had a good preseason.
The umps would do it if you asked them to.
Yeah, don't tempt him. Don't tempt him.
Actually, speaking of umps, Razor out. He's not doing it anymore. He retired last year. I'm pretty flat about that.
Yeah, he's doing something with Fox Footy though.
Yeah.
So I saw that. I love hearing Razor speak.
Yeah.
I could listen to that guy all day.
Yeah.
He's a good man. So.
But yeah, Cripper, number 2 in the aura. He's got aura about him, doesn't he? He's a big boy.
So if Cripper's not 2, who's 1?
Who's 1? Jeez.
Who's left?
Mm.
Like Rosie? I don't know. Callum Mills?
Liam Duggan?
All right. It's Liam Duggan. It has to be.
Marcus Bontempelli. The Bont.
Forget.
The man. He's out for 6 weeks, but his aura does not leave him.
No, it exudes that. He's a different kettle of fish.
He's the face of the league.
100%.
And, what more can you say, really?
You know how the whole Luca AD trade happened?
Yeah.
This was a similar thing. It's like, where were you when the report came out that Bont was out for 6 weeks?
I was halfway through a Stone and Wood schooner. And, I bottomed that very quickly after I heard that.
I heard you were pretty flat. A few of your mates texted me like, bro, Benny, not having a good night. That was right after I just got out off the toilet and I was bawling my eyes out. So we both didn't have a good night at all. It was a very flat. Mum got back from a walk. She was flat.
Yeah.
It's shattering, but it doesn't stop his aura, does it?
It doesn't. Well, should we finish off with obviously the only 2 games to go this season? Oh, sorry, 2 games for this round.
Yep.
The other 2 have been postponed. So no more Brizzy v Cattery, no more Gold Coast versus Dons.
Yep.
But Swans v Hawks.
What an anticlimactic start to the year then.
Yeah.
Like, where's footy's starting and we've got 2 games on the weekend. But Swans v Hawks at the SCG, that's going to be a good game. Like, it's a big thing. It's like a Swans going to kind of fight back from a disaster of a grand final last year. Is Hawk ball for real? No, it's not. It's not going to be because Sydney's going to beat them week 1, I reckon. Set the tone early, even without Goulden and Callum Mills. So it's going to be a good game though. I'm keen to watch it.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I reckon the Hawks are going to get up at the SCG. I've got Hawks winning by 4. 4 points. Close game.
What leads you to that?
Well, I don't know. Just having a brain, really. And actually believing that this Hawks team, well, I think they're the real deal. As I said in my ladder predictor, it could happen.
No.
But I've got them winning. I've got them winning at the SCG. I don't care if it's at Sydney. I reckon they're a fat chance. So I got Hawks winning the first game of the AFL season.
First game? That's crazy.
GWS v Pies.
NG Stadium, Sydney. Yep. Both teams. Both are in for big years. Well, it's like Collingwood, hopefully. We all know how old they are. But then GWS, this is probably the most I reckon this is the most pressure they've had on them.
GWS?
Yeah, in terms of they're in for a big successful year. Because their team looks firing, looks ready to go. I reckon Giants will take care of them.
Yep.
Week 1, I think Pies will probably bounce back in in opening round. Pies will bounce back in week 1, I reckon. But yeah, I think the Giants, they're the real deal this year.
Oh, that's valid. They're looking good. They're looking really good. Stringer going down though. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, they've still got the Jesse Hogan. What Jesse Hogan are we going to get this year? That's a big question. Is he going to be that 70-goal a year Jesse Hogan? Like, he's never kicked more than that. I don't think he'd ever cracked 50 before that. Yeah. So is that like a 1 out of the box? Or is he, because he did take a lot of pressure off the Giants. They weren't actually too great of a midfield.
No.
But they were so efficient in the forward line. When it would go in, they just kick a goal.
It was crazy efficient last year.
So
oh my days.
Will it be the same or, is it going to be a bit different? Pies, I reckon they're the real deal this year. I reckon Flag Pies is on.
Flag Pies could be on.
I think I had them only at 7 last year, my ladder predictor. Now that the Dogs have, kind of probably shuffled back a bit, I've probably Pies finishing a bit.
Like 4 to 5.
Yeah, maybe 4 to 5.
Yeah.
But I reckon Pies, they're looking good. Obviously, they only played Richmond in that pracky game, but man, I have Pies winning by 5. Craig McRae, Pies are back for this close call, Pies. Bro, it's happening again. They're going to be winning all these close games. Craig McRae's going to be up and about. See, his horse got up the other day at the races, so he's, bro, the momentum.
Racing for a big year. His horse is getting up now.
Tell you what, you'd be flat being a Pies player and you didn't get a little tip from Craig McRae. You'd be flat.
You'd be extremely flat.
Yeah, I'd be flat.
Dacos definitely did, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Dacos was actually riding the horse. He was the jockey.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. Craig McRae got him on. So
that's why they got up. Got to respect that.
Anyway, have you got anything else?
Pretty much that. Pretty much sums it up. I'm just keen for footy to be back, obviously. Bit anticlimactic. Not a full round of footy, but hey, any sort of footy that actually matters, we'll be there.
No, we're here for it. We're here for it. We love just even seeing the footy shows on every night. It's been it's a great time of year. And following this app, we'll just be like chatting all things, actual games, doing predictions, previewing, reviewing. Like it's it'll all be happening.
Exciting season ahead. Yeah. Super exciting season ahead. And yeah, just make sure you be tuned into the old Talkin Dribble where we'll be breaking it all down and having a bit of a yarn, bit of banter.
Don't know if we'll be breaking it down.
Big hats will be on. No, not much breaking down will be on, but the big hats will be behind us. Probably chuck them on next step, I reckon. And yeah.
That's last thing. Join the Talkin Dribble footy tipping comp if you haven't yet. It's looking great at the moment. It's we're keen to kind of get into that and see how we go.
Yeah, perfect. Can't wait. Already keen.
Easy done. So don't forget to like, subscribe to all our socials: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter now, or X. And then watching subscribe on YouTube as well. So
make sure to watch the visual version of this as well, so you get to see our awesome big hats in the back. The Riddle lads went through a lot of efforts to get us that, and it's quite a sight to see. So you don't want to miss that.
No, you don't. So listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and as always, keep talking Dribble Squad.
We out.